you!
You're scared. And you should be.
This is not your company anymore.
Leave the cheek of CM Punk.
Out! Combo move! This is what they've been doing! Hey, McAfee!
Everyone shut the up and sit down!
We got a mom in the front row who taught her daughter how to suck dick!
I'm Mina Shirakawa. I used to be a model. I want to put on a big show.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the Saturday Shenanigans, hosted by yours truly, the Renegade J.J. Williams. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. CM Punk drama bullshit to the side. I still consider Hangman the worst AEW champion they've had. First of all, we're going to bring in Walter Cruz.
I said that as a joke when, what's his name, did his promo Monday. He said, I'm from a prestige university. I said he majored in Steiner Man.
We've got the Heb man, James Hebert, in the house.
I do really cool and dumb things on the internet.
Right. A lot of shit going on here. A lot of fucking crazy ass shit.
Where is Noah JD? Well, say his name and he appears, because we believe in Noah Foster.
Fuck is this intro? It is one of those things where as fans we do have these desires of what we want to see, but sometimes you can't always get what you want, and there are reasons you truly don't get what you want. I wouldn't even listen to this in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What the fuck is this shit? God, rapid whack. Like I said, never been a greater time to be a wrestling fan than with more companies in a more lucrative spot, in a more comfortable business spot, in a sense of mind, it seems, than ever. Again, WWE is not the only one. It is not the end-all, be-all. So let's go back to the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams to get the official word. JJ, speak!
Make sure you tune in every week, because you never know who's going to drop in to join the shenanigans. Catboy is in the house.
Hello, my internet family. I say if you want to make them as evil as possible, make them really mad.
We have Mansfield joining the party now. What is going on, Josh?
Like I told no one when we were in Cleveland, him joining Chase U was just an unfortunate side effect of my shenanigans towards you, JJ. I know how it can get better, Noah. The panel chooses you.
Shut the fuck up, Josh.
He said that so like.
They got the intro back.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just like how you and I had lunch together the other week.
That was different.
Ladies and gentlemen, the King is here. Say his name and he appears. We believe in King A-Train. There are so many believers in Joe Hendry. The only person on this panel that doesn't believe in Joe Hendry is King A-Train. Tell the world why you do not believe in Joe Hendry.
The reason I do not believe Joe Hendry is he is Fandango 2.0 in a entrance merchant. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Hey! There's nothing wrong with being an entrance merchant. He has some of the best entrances of all time.
Teleporting into the command center, all the way from Angel Grove High, Datilla.
Oh, yeah. I went to the command center on Thursday. I went to Vasquez Rocks, which is where they filmed a lot of episodes. Somebody actually climbed to the very top of those rocks. I made it halfway. I was like, I'm not going up there. Definitely Toni Storm versus Mariah May. That's the one match I probably am looking forward to the most. I really like the story. I'm familiar with All About Eve, so if it plays out that way, I kind of know how this is gonna go.
Say goodnight, Datilla.
Good night.
James, you did say his name. So he shall appear, ladies and gentlemen, the first time on the Shenanigans. Jeff Meacham is in the motherfucking house.
Ah! All right, we're coming in hard with the botch. All right, fucking hell. It's good to be back. It's good to have an opportunity to talk to the crowd on a Saturday.
If you want to have yourself stomach through it, you can go back and watch when the Main Event Mafia took over Impact. That's what James is talking about.
So if everybody just joined us, we're talking about people sedating people, attempted murder, boys, and tips. Welcome to Saturday Shenanigans, everybody. Aren't you glad I'm back?
Welcome back, Jeff.
Cool.
And we are back on the air with the regular weekly moderated insanity known as the Saturday Shenanigans. Did you miss us? Because we're back.
Here we go again. Good Lord, what the hell is in store for us now? Again, incredible shout out to Brittany Blake, the Pole Mania champion. For those that did not tune in, you can go check out the interview. There'll be a link in the description down below, at least at my channel. And you can also find it, of course, in all of our channels. So please support Pole Mania, follow Brittany Blake on the socials. And thank you again to Brittany Blake, the Pole Mania champion, for the incredible hour of insane interview time.
Yeah, 100%. An hour plus of her time. You know, she was worried about how late we were going to go being an East Coaster. I try to be respectful. I would try to be respectful. You know that.
Oh, I know. That. Why you think I was the one that kind of helped, as always, steer it back to the station. And honestly, we probably could have continued the conversation. Wonderful individual, free spirit, freelancer. I wish her nothing but the best in all of her matches and outside endeavors. And I honestly hope one day I get to call her in Stardom.
Well, while you try to steer us back on the tracks, a gentleman who likes to take us off the tracks and head into the icebergs, Charles, is with us.
Oh, crap.
What? Hey, now what's that supposed to mean, JJ? What's that supposed to mean?
When I'm usually in the hot seat. I'm not in the hot seat tonight, which means if you yahoos get on my bad side, I'm going to start that timer.
First of all, that's mostly Walter that causes the problem.
What does that mean, Charles? Me and you and me and Walter are always on the same frequency.
Sometimes scary. Case in point, what happened at a No Surrender.
We don't talk about that.
I'm just saying, that's scary times where it happened.
Damn it.
I love how I was able to get a Blue Thunder Bomb joke in on you while we had her on the air, too. That was so good.
By the way, that was awesome.
Thank you for that.
That was great. That was great.
And of course it was great. I'm sure who else found it great is she's yours, she's mine, she's our Canadian friend, Ash. With Daryl.
Cheryl.
Cheryl, excuse me, the red one. Botch.
Nice job, Noah.
And red black cat, damn it, Hiromu Takahashi, no longer Japan. Get off my freaking case. Anyway, hello, Ash and Cheryl.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. This came in Tuesday.
Wow, you literally just got it. So now you got Daryl and Cheryl. Good grief, it's a trio. JJ,
Daryl's not lonely no more.
It's connected to Hiromu Takahashi, Ticking Time Bomb, Shinny Pro Wrestling. So that's how I know. My friend SC also has them both as well. Oh, this is going to be fun. I can already tell.
Oh, yeah. I see Safet's in the chat. It's Saturday night. You know what that means. It's Shenanigans time.
And thankfully, I'm not in the host seat.
I would say it's a great thing on every Saturday.
Oh,
Matt's
Lord.
here. Safet saying that he loves when we go off the rails.
Of course everyone does.
Hey, it makes for good, clippable television.
We're doing it for the content.
Yeah.
Content.
Content
It's probably
that
gonna
pisses me off more often than not.
No, it's probably going to go crazier in May, though, when,
Hey, speaking of going crazy there, Charles, we have the other half of the Canadian connection.
Oh, God.
Nick is here now. Don't do it. We haven't done anything yet, Noah. You put that phone down. Put the phone down.
I know what we're dealing with. I know what we're dealing with. Do it.
Nothing has started yet. Put it down.
Push me. I dare you. Go
down.
It's not down. It's in the hand.
How are we doing tonight, Nick?
Toga, 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 toga. What?
Random.
Togas. Toga party.
Are they
I was
still-
gonna say, wasn't that the chick Brittany Blake said she wanted to wrestle?
Well, no, I meant like a legit toga party. We should all have a toga party.
Maybe for Halloween.
And
Yeah, nope.
That was the name of the
I don't want my
athlete.
titty left out. No thanks.
Kitty, baby, back ribs.
Okay, we don't need Noah pressing the start button, y'all. Come on.
See what I
Put
mean?
it down. Down.
Don't
Just stay there. You're pushing it.
And we just started, guys. Come on now.
Seriously. Let's at least get into the first topic first. You know, I mean, again, we've got a few different things we're going to discuss here tonight. You know, WrestleMania outpricing. They tried to do a discount this past weekend. No new tickets sold. Starboy Charlie looks like he's WWE ID bound. He had a tryout and apparently worked the Evolve tapings. Rumors going around via Ringside News is that he was offered a contract.
Careful
So
with that
shout out
source.
for him. We'll be talking about that a little bit. Of course, what is in the box that keeps moving around from Raw to SmackDown on WWE TV? Do not open until Elimination Chamber. And then our main event for the evening. Last night at House of Glory saw the return of a very divisive personality as JD from NY206 returned to the company.
Oh boy.
Lots of people are unhappy about it. I have seen people say they're no longer going to be watching House of Glory. I was literally in a space today called FJD from NY206.
Damn.
Listening to people go off about it. So we will definitely be talking about that in our main event. But
JJ, may I say one thing before we start?
go ahead.
You know what? You can put the phone down. I'm going to say something nice. Y'all did a sick job on that interview with Brittany. And yo, 2026 is the year of us. If people don't already know that by now, y'all better start hopping on the train. We're out
I
here
agree
making
100%.
moves.
I agree 100%. You know, I actually asked some of my friends at work of the African American persuasion, considering all the moves that we're making and considering the post that I put out this year about how this was going to be our year, bookmark this tweet type of thing. If me going on social media and using the Puff Daddy quote, I thought I told you that we won't stop, would be in bad taste considering everything that Sean Combs is going through legally. They advised me against doing it, so I haven't. But to Nick's point, like, that is what goes through my head every time I keep getting a reply, an email, a confirmation for one of these interviews. It's just that, you know, from the beginning of the Only You remix, I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. Because we're out here making those moves, man. So to Nick's point, if y'all ain't on the gravy train yet, it's still early enough that you can jump on. Whether it's the gravy train or the crazy train, jump aboard. Because once we get into March, if you ain't on this train, man, you've missed the boat.
And then
Get to subscribe and don't just watch on Twitter.
Yeah, and like, yo, we're only in, guys, you have to think about this too. We're only in February. Like, the year's not, we got 10 months to go of 2026. He's like, yo, hop on. Welcome to the shit show.
And for once, it's a good type of shit show. You know, because we're out here, we're making those moves, man. All the work that we've been putting in for the last few years since we've been doing these shows, since Open Mic Night began on a whim after a TNA pay-per-view to spiraling into what it became to spiraling into the shenanigans, like all the hard work is finally starting to pay off. So jump aboard if you're not already, because it's going to get to the point where there ain't no more room on this train. And all the people on here are the ones that deserve everything. So, but that's a very valid point, Nick, and I appreciate the kudos for the interview. Thank you.
All right. Very good. Thank you for that. That is fair.
So let's go ahead and start with something lighthearted. What is in the box? We saw this random box pop up on Raw Monday night. I didn't see NXT to see if it got transported to the Performance Center, but it popped up again on SmackDown.
It did not.
Okay.
What's in the box?
What or who do we think is in the box?
What's in it is desperation. That's for damn sure.
Well, no, it's a good talking point. It's something to get water cooler conversation generated, which is kind of the whole point of this show.
Well,
we are water cooler talk. We just don't all work in the same office to where we can gather around the cooler and have the conversation.
And get in trouble for taking the break too long.
Exactly.
I'd probably be the boss's assistant and have you all fired or reprimanded to human resources, honestly.
The thing says not to open until Elimination Chamber. So there's been a few things that have gone around that make a lot of sense. And I'll say some of the things that I've heard, and then we'll just kind of go around the horn here and see, if everyone kind of agrees with those sentiments or if you think it could be something else. First thing that a lot of people are saying is Chris Jericho. And this is how we're going to introduce him. Box will open, break the box down type of thing. Instead of the walls down, the walls of the box could break down. In a quite literal sense for him to re-debut. That way he's still, able to participate in the road to WrestleMania. Fozzie's tour ends this weekend. So come next weekend in the Chamber, he doesn't have any more Fozzie tour dates. Could make sense. Something that I threw out there in a couple of chats, and I only put this out there to be funny. By no means do I think this is what it could be, although WWE is known for shitting the bed and doing stupid shit. I said it's Big Dick Johnson, and that way you get a dick in a box. Go into the SNL skit.
Almost spilled my drinking.
Throwing that to the side because, like I said, that's a ha-ha. I only did that to get reactions out of people. And the reaction I got from Ash is exactly what I was expecting.
Cheeky smile.
So thank you, Ash. Cheeky smile, but face palm like, God damn it, that would be funny.
Spit out my whole ass drink.
It's funny because I remember that episode so well because my favorite band at the time was the special guest music act.
Nice.
Yeah.
We lost Nick.
Let's tell you, 14-year-old Ashley just only tuned into Saturday Night Live just to hear Fall Out Boy perform. And when I heard that skit, I was busting a gut laughing. I was spending the night at my grandma's, and my grandma went upstairs. She was like, "What the hell are you laughing at? That's so funny." I'm like, "Oh my God, grandma, it's just like the funniest shit ever." And then the next day, it was on YouTube, and I showed her, and she's like, "Oh, that's why."
Between Dick in a Box and Sweaty Balls, those are two of the greatest Christmas skits from SNL of all time.
And there are other songs about each other's mom, screwing each other's mom. That I think
Oh,
it's
Mother
underrated.
Lover for
Mother Lover.
Yeah, Mother
And
Lover.
I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat.
Take a good
Anywho,
hard look because we're sailing
The
on
Lonely
the boat.
Island, man. I love Lonely Island. Anyways, so I'm gonna throw that out because that was just said for the haha, and again, I got the reaction at least out of Ash that I was expecting.
Because I'm a very mature adult.
That's right, and I'm almost 50 years old. I don't act it, but I am. Another realistic person that I've heard it could be, and I'm curious to see Noah's reaction on this one. Danhausen.
I was going to say that. That was going to be my suggestion.
And then I actually heard Stampede in a space today say it may not be one person, but two people. Ooh. You have Danhausen come out, very nice, and Evil follows him.
Because he's very evil.
So you got very nice, very evil.
I'm not going to bring out the doll. Don't worry, Noah.
Yeah, we don't need him to start the timer. He's already tolerating the stupidity because we started with a lighthearted topic. The other thing that I heard that I think makes sense, it could be a good possibility, is maybe it's not a person at all. Because if you look at the box, there's no holes.
That's what
so how are we expected to believe that whoever is in there is surviving in that box until Elimination Chamber?
They want you to suspend your disbelief, right?
I was just going to say, you've got to suspend your disbelief because, they're not actually going to put a body in it until it's time for the reveal. They're not that fucking dumb. They're WWE, they do some stupid shit, but they're not that fucking dumb. But the other suggestion I've heard people say is, what if instead of a person, it's a statue or a person's artifact triggering another Hall of Fame induction?
Ooh, that's a really good shout.
Years ago.
Like the box will open and inside will be like a coat rack with somebody's outfit on it. AJ Styles just retired. Cena just retired. Maybe it'll be the jorts.
But does that
hanging on a rack?
But does that constitute weeks of build for something like that? That kind of seems a little bit.
It does seem anticlimactic, but at the same time, it's like it could make sense. Maybe it'll be Jericho's outfit, his debut outfit, announcing he's going into the Hall of Fame. And that's how, we start referencing him on camera again. So I'm going to start with Noah. We'll go clockwise from Noah to Walter to Charles to Ash to Nick. I know you don't tune into the weekly products, sir. I know you just go to WWE clips or matches, whatever it is. I'm sure you've seen the box. What do you think is in the box?
The unsold WrestleMania tickets. That being said,
we'll get to that momentarily.
That being said, if it's not Seth Rollins or Chris Jericho, I could give two shits. It's got to be something related to Chris Jericho returning because he's always been the master of character reinvention. And Lord knows there's a desperate plea for Seth freaking Rollins, I'm sure, to be part of WrestleMania to push the only other story they got, it seems. So maybe it's something about him. But again, do the Masked Man and the box have a connection? I don't know. But again, if they just pulled this box out of nowhere, literally this past Monday night on Raw, and it's only been in existence for a week, and it's supposed to be open literally the following week. Let's not forget next weekend, bruv, is the Elimination Chamber. It's got to be something set up big for WrestleMania or something to push into WrestleMania, considering there is nothing before WrestleMania, before the daggum freaking after the daggum Elimination Chamber. So, yeah, if it's not a desperate plea to push WrestleMania tickets related to Chris Jericho, it seems, because I can't think of anybody with the song Box, the name Box, a celebrity that comes on from a box, or somebody that can fit their whole body in a box, then I freaking don't know what's in this damn box. So,
maybe
honest to God.
20.
It's Tommy Dreamer. He's the man in the box.
Or it's a freaking original Xbox with freaking sold by Dwayne Johnson. I don't know. But yeah, it's got to be something to push the WrestleMania narrative. At this point, if it's not that, It's a desperate plea for attention in WWE because right now they need all the attention they can get.
Walter?
It shouldn't be a human. There's no holes in it. However, Dan is a magician, so it kind of fits and works to believe it. So I'm going to go with Danhausen. I'm going to think it's Danhausen. However, on the belief, I like the character. I like him and everything. I know he's got connections to CM Punk, but I really don't feel like he should bypass NXT. I don't feel like his character right now is fit for the main roster because it's such a comedy act that it's not meant to be taken serious. And I don't think you want to throw that onto the main roster right now with WrestleMania being so close. So I feel like he should have went to NXT. But, good for him if he bypasses it and gets to put it in. But, I mean, I feel like skipping is reserved for, like, AJ Styles, these big names. And I do see that they trademarked some weird German-sounding names, so it would fit him because Danhausen sounds already weird. But the Von something, I forget what the hell they trademarked, but it sounds really weird, but it sounds like it would fit him. So I'm thinking it's going to be him, and that's how they can bypass the whole there's no holes in it because haha, he's a magician. So I'm hoping I wish they would, if you're going to go all out with dumb shit, do like one of those Russian dolls where the box breaks and it's multiple people. Like, just it won't stop. Like, it's one after the other or something.
Box in the 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 box.
As long as it ain't Royce Keys and you destroy him before he's on arrival, I'm good.
Okay. Charles?
And the one thing to Walter's point about Danhausen is skipping NXT, him being on the main roster, R-Truth is still there. You mean to tell me they would not do something with R-Truth for Danhausen?
That would be gold.
That was literally right there in your face. It's so great.
Yeah, and since it's R-Truth, and you can't really say dick, now you can say balls in the box, because he keeps talking about rumble balls.
Or Nick Aldis for some reason. But for real, though, I don't know. If it's Danhausen, yeah. But I don't know the people of Chicago is going to be happy if otherwise if it's not Jericho. Or somebody important. It's just,
can we think of anybody else with Chicago ties that would make sense? Mustafa Ali doesn't make sense. He's still in TNA.
Nope.
Right.
Hawk and Animal are dead.
Yep.
All right.
It wouldn't be Colt Cabana, that's for damn sure.
Nope.
Don't say names because then you might take mine. Don't say any names.
Punk and AJ are already on the show.
Yeah.
Those are the only really big Chicago names that I can think of.
And besides, Jericho debuted in the company and Chicago, so it was like the only other one that has debuted there.
I didn't think about that. Okay.
Well, it makes sense, but I don't know.
Ash, it's on you.
Yeah, the only person I can think of like that makes sense for it to be like coming out of a box because like how absurd and wacky it is was Danhausen, because that's pretty much what his thing. He's crazy, wild, zany, and plus he doesn't need holes. He's a demon character. He's supernatural. They don't need air.
And you mentioned a demon character. Could it be somebody like Danhausen that brings the demon back out of Finn Balor?
Ooh, I would love that because, oh my God, when I heard that old school theme, I'm just like, oh my God, is that what I'm hearing? I'm like, Mom, is that what I'm hearing? Is it? And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And and I almost threw out my back doing that, and it felt so good.
Enjoy it while you can, because Death Rebel still exists.
No, do not put that evil in the ether. Do not make me bring out the
This
dome.
is a WWE. You know it.
Okay,
Nestor says it's
that's
Mark
real
Henry's
evil.
son. The
It's
hand
called-
is back.
It's you, Nova. You're the real evil.
Sometimes the evil within comes out.
Somebody needs to arrest these Girl Scouts, man. These fucking cookies are drugs. They're drug dealers outside of stores, damn it.
Wait, are the cookies in a box or are they in a bag?
Jeez. My wife, look what they made my wife buy, okay? Look at
box. Well, I know what's in that box.
How are those actually? Because they sound like they are really good.
Dude, these peanut butter patties are fucking banging.
Oh, the tagalongs?
Tagalongs, yes, that's my okay. Now you actually got my appeal for something that is actually interesting to me because tagalongs are
Lee, I'm only eating my flavor. Yours are over there. I didn't touch them.
Tagalongs and the s'mores are like my go-to.
Right now, Walter's trying not to get in trouble.
My dad used to like the Do-si-dos, the peanut butter like sandwich cookie, but I always preferred the tagalongs.
I'm just gonna keep sticking to my Oreos though. They're cheaper and they're easier to open. But anyway,
And
again,
you can find those year-round.
Yeah, right. But seriously, do we really think that this box has a chance to push WrestleMania interest? Like, how do you make a box interesting in only 2 damn weeks and not fuck it up?
You put Girl
Again,
Scout cookies in them.
you get people talking about it. The fact that there's no holes, can it be a person?
You don't know there's no holes in the roof or the back.
That's good.
Nick looks like he's losing his shit. He wants to speak so badly, but
He wants to come out of the box.
That's how you do it. Like as stupid of a gimmick as it seems, Noah, it's accomplishing its mission because Spaces All Week have talked about it. Video podcasts all week have talked about it. We're talking about it. Mission accomplished. Go ahead, Nick.
I'm gonna answer this question. Thank God nobody took my answer.
It's not Kaya McKenna, Nick.
No, it's not Kaya McKenna. She's coming, in 2 weeks? It's not Kaya. There's one name nobody has said. And I'm going to give you guys this by asking you a question. Who was the halftime performance at the Super Bowl?
It was
Box Bunny?
What?
Put the bunny back in the box.
I bet you in the box has something to do with Bad Bunny because it goes into what we've been speaking about or our next topic of ticket sales. Their ticket sales are not where they should be. What would happen with all the publicity that Benito has had, that Bad Bunny has created since the Super Bowl? You announce Bad Bunny there, he's pushing tickets.
That's a fair shout.
WWE is so.
And remember, Walter, there has been reports that he is on his way back sooner rather than later. So why not?
I mean, I did say if it's not a wrestler, it's got to be somebody of intrigue. And yeah, I guess Bad Bunny is a guy that is intrigued in WWE.
It's the Pope's outfit to announce the crash in Italy. It's the outfit of the Pope or something. Watch.
So
it's a promotional box, guys.
So to Nick's point, if it's Bad Bunny, do we get Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul?
Yes. Yes, you do.
I don't know if I trust him to carry Bad Bunny through a match because they're both. I mean, yes, Logan Paul can wrestle. I don't know. You would have to make that a multi-man match. I don't know if he can carry one-on-one with somebody who's not a wrestler. Like,
to Walter's point, wasn't Damian Priest just in a triple threat match to go to the Elimination Chamber and he lost?
Yes.
He is not doing anything of importance right now. So you can technically do Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus Logan Paul
and Bronson Reed
and
or Austin Theory.
Yep.
Interesting. Charles, I saw. Hold on, Charles. I saw your hand. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Nick, but why would Damian Priest just go over to deal with the freaking vision problems? If anything, they could do the tag match but it's probably not Damian Priest.
That's fair because Priest is SmackDown. Yes, I know, brand split, LOL, but let's try to work within the confines of the brand for right now.
And consider the problem, if someone comes back in time, probably Seth Rollins. That's probably your tag match right there.
I counter you with the fact of Bad Bunny's first match in WWE was against
Damian Priest, wasn't it?
Well, no, he teamed with Priest in his first match.
But he's done everything with Priest. And they can use the fact of Puerto Rico, you know. I know you said think of the confines of the brand split, you know, but regardless, and I mean, to anybody, I don't have Latin descent, but I can only assume, and I'd be an ass if I get this wrong, so I do apologize. You know, people with that Latin heritage and that Latin descent, whether it be Puerto Rico, Mexico, all those places, like they have that sense of family, right? Even though they're not.
But going to that point, though, within the confines of Raw, you've got Rey Mysterio, you've got Dragon Lee, and you've got Penta El Cielo Miedo.
But they're not Puerto Rican.
But they're still of Hispanic heritage.
Yeah.
You know, so Bad Bunny and Penta would be dope as hell. Because Bad Bunny shows no fear, and Cielo Miedo is no fear.
Dude, imagine a bunny mask.
I only say Damian because they have worked together, right?
I know, and that's a fair shout. But like I said, try to work within the confines of the show. It's Mania. We can figure out some kind of gimmick for the interpromotional. You know, maybe, you know, a Raw star goes for a SmackDown match in return for Priest being able to team with Bad Bunny. There's definitely ways to work it. But just thinking right now within the confines of the box, so to speak, you know, Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Penta, all these are names that they could use that currently have no plans for Mania. Yeah, we may get Ray versus Dom. That's a possibility.
Or Ray Gunther.
But that still leaves Dragon Lee and Penta up in the air.
Dude, now that I said that, I want a bunny mask. Can you imagine a Penta style mask in a bunny shape now? Them shits will sell like crazy.
Just steal the one from the Y6 for Ramblin' Rabbit.
Right.
I saw your hand, Charles. Go ahead.
Yeah, like probably Dragon Lee and Penta probably challenge for Raw tag titles anyway. So that's why
if they're on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, they could always save that for the Raw after Mania, because I have a feeling we're going to get the Usos versus the New Day.
Yeah. I got a
for the 555th time.
I was just going to say that for the 1,000th time. Oh, I really feel like we're getting overhyped and saying all this shit, and it's going to be something promotional. Like, it's probably the robe of the king and the queen and the scepter and all that, and they're going to announce king and the queen in Saudi Arabia again or some shit. Like,
or they're probably some 2K26 promotion.
Right? It's the unveiling of the 2K26 cover that they haven't shown yet. Like one of
they already did.
They haven't shown.
But he did.
No, I know they've shown some. I'm saying, but they might have shown some new version.
There's a box edition that holds all the freaking editions of the WWE 2K6 video game.
With all Triple H front and center in the front of your face. That's literally it.
Yep.
With his nose being AI.
It'll be the $250 collector edition of WWE 2K26 in the box.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Is he wrong now?
His nose, dude. He's ashamed of his nose.
I would like to know
chest.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'd like to know, and I mean, this will probably, asking this question, we could probably go through a rabbit hole with it.
Probably.
But like when they're sitting in creative, who thought that this was a good idea? Like I wonder who sat there and said, "This, let's do this"?
We're sure they're not using AI, right?
They thought of shit like this because they're thinking of shit to put in that Netflix show, Unreal or whatever. They're starting to think
Yeah.
of that. That's what it is all the time.
That's actually a fair shout, Walter.
Yeah, the theme of season 3, the box.
Dun, dun.
The cube was a more valuable box commodity as a game show than this box will be in WWE.
As long as it ain't the egg from Survivor Series, I'm good.
I mean, it was the
Yeah,
only
no
time
gobbledygooker.
It was the only time that freaking, the golden egg gave Austin Theory pressure to actually be relevant.
You know, if it is Jericho, though, to Nick, you asking who thought of it, I would say he did it himself. If it's Jericho, then I think he would have said, I need to do something I've never done or something. But if it's anybody else, I don't know who the fuck thinks of that shit.
Like I said, if it's not Jericho, it's a waste. If it's not a promotional stunt to push WrestleMania tickets or talk about the next event, then it's just something to cause attention that will probably have more backlash than actual worth interest.
But we should preface by saying, right? I know that we're kind of like really shitting on it. If you out there are watching this and you like it, that's cool. I'm glad that you like it and glad that it's something that you're being entertained with. It's not for everybody. And if you're looking at it, we're just giving you our opinions here.
If you have a box fetish, I feel sorry for you.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to come off as we're all just shitting on it, because I mean we are, because it does sound. Some of us are, and it does sound a little bit far fetched. But if you like it and you enjoy that shit, yo, all the power to you.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, whether it's in a box, out of a box, or with a box in hand. But the bottom line, is the box interesting to me? The answer is no.
Again, I think a lot of it has to do with what's inside of it. There's ways that it can shit the bed. As long as whatever is inside it delivers when it's unveiled, I'm fine with it. That's why I don't get so quick to... That's why I don't get so quick to pass judgment on stuff, is because it's like, I'm going to wait and see how it plays out.
Yeah, definition of assume makes
Then-
that you and me.
Then I'll comment on whether it was good or not.
I'm only going to comment if I need to comment. I got better things to worry about than what's in a box.
Well, you'll be doing the commentary on the watch-along, sir.
Right. Do you guys think Danhausen is a big enough person, like enough people that weren't AEW diehards know who he is, that he'll get the reaction that they need to get to make this work?
Well,
Or
we're in
is it gonna be
Chicago, so honestly, a broomstick can get a reaction out of that city that might as well be burned down to the ground, considering how much wrestling has overinflated it.
Look, I think more WWE fans watch AEW than we give them credit for.
Oh, I agree.
Closet AEW fans.
I would be willing to bet that there are more people that are WWE fans that are like me, that watch both programs pretty regularly, as opposed to the ones that are just WWE and nothing else exists.
But there's a difference, JJ. You're not out here fucking ripping it to pieces on a weekly basis.
Exactly.
He's living mentally better. You know, some people could actually learn a thing or two about that.
Shit, AEW's been on fire. They ain't nothing to rip.
Well, that's debatable. You know,
It's
again,
subjective.
exactly. Everything is subjective. You know, do the Young Bucks really need to be the number one contender to the tag titles?
Is that a conversation for the night? If not, move on. But I'll answer the
No,
question.
Walter said that there's nothing to really criticize, and I was just bringing up something I could criticize.
Fair enough.
You know, and it's not even my hatred to the Bucks. I said this in a space the other day. If they're not going to put the straps on the Bucks at Revolution, there's no point in them having the match. And I feel like the Bucks haven't been face long enough that if they put the straps on them on Revolution, it's going to have a counter effect, and they're going to get booed.
Yep.
So you could have put either of the other teams Private Party or the Rascals in that match?
Hindsight, but stay tuned for more thoughts on that both on Slip.stream come AEW Revolution as we keep things inside the box.
Which I will be at. Whee, yay.
Oh, you're going to it.
I am.
Well, I'll be damned. Have a great time.
I wish
I
I
am
could go to
going
an
to Revolution.
AEW event, but they're in
I need an
fucking
AEW
Winnipeg.
pay-per-view.
Shit, here we go.
Hey,
Nick's not going to like this. I found out not only is the show I'm going to a Dynamite taping, I'm getting Collision too.
Another feature. All right, she's all set.
Hey, first of all,
the go home to
And-
friggin' Dynasty.
And before Charles says anything, if the rumors I'm hearing are true, Nick, you're going to get Wrestle Dream.
I know.
Okay, so she gets
Shut
a
up.
Dynamite Collision. You still get a pay-per-view. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God! Ontario getting a pay-per-view. Oh my God! That's so exciting.
Both are gonna have Copeland. We're Copeland. Have Copeland. Freaking retirement, you son of a bitch. Lucky, damn it, lucky.
Also,
Honey,
honey,
I want to go to wrestling for my birthday.
Also, here's the thing too. I'm going to be with my dad, and he's going to sit there with me for the whole 4 hours.
Good luck to you both.
Poor dad. Poor dad.
More like 5 hours because Dynamite has Overrun and Collision is a minimum of 2.
Hey, he's willing to sit with me because this is his first time watching AEW. Well,
That's
he's
awesome,
gonna fully
though.
watch it because so I asked my dad, it's like, "Hey, Dad, have you watched AEW?" And he's like, "I tuned into one segment, and this is what he described it as. I turned onto the channel, and I saw a hot girl and her big friend in a tag match."
Why do I know who he was talking about? Megan
Yeah,
No, he was talking about
Willow and Harley.
Willow. Yeah, it was Willow and Harley.
You're on the button there, Walter.
Big, and I was thinking about Big.
He was thinking big, tall, not big, wide.
Now, I'm waiting for freaking AEW to go to Detroit so I could go right to that damn city for the AEW match.
You in Detroit at the Shake Bar before the show, and then we will go watch it together.
They just
personally.
came from Sacramento, and I was highly debating. And then a freaking snowstorm came out of nowhere, so Mother Nature made
Don't remind me of that weather.
Strickland.
I know that was such a good match.
The bottom line, there's subjectivity always in professional wrestling. It's the nature of the business, all right? But the bottom line, there's not one choice, not two choice. There is more to it, but clearly you can see there's some intrigue with a box, and there is definitely some promise for AEW from all fan bases. # all elite. So go with what you wish, but as far as this box, I hope this box actually isn't full of air and nonsense. We'll see next week, and we'll be covering the chamber.
Is there any other hot free agent? That I'm trying to think of who else it could be.
I mean, they just got Lena Cross, and I was waiting for that to become all elite for the longest damn time.
No,
Walter,
Walter, he's talking about WWE.
No, I'm talking about the box. Like, that it could be in the box.
Yeah.
Like, is there another
Like I said,
agent?
there's Danhausen, there's Evil, there's David Finlay, who's going to be wrestling his final New Japan match the night before.
Which this Friday, the new beginning, and as long as I'm not bowling, I will be Joey Stallings it, or if Ash has the money, she can call with me.
Where's New Beginning at?
Trenton, New Jersey.
It's not far from Chicago.
Where's the next? Well, okay, I'm gonna shut up because I'm not a spoiler, and people need to watch Collision.
And thank you for that, because that's my Monday night fix. And again, we are #spoiler free for Collision, SmackDown. Been longer than
Sorry, Ash.
Y'all can go watch it at WWE Matches on YouTube.
So there's a few people out there. It could be an NXT call-up too.
Dick.
Yeah, I know, but one thing I think of when I think of Chicago is I think of the Mob. Tony D.
I thought Tony D was in a feud still.
Yeah, he's trying to kill Dark State. Good luck with that losing battle, which I guess they're probably going to come to match at Vengeance Day.
I know, but it's just something that came to my head,
It's fair.
But like Noah said, bottom line, it just needs to deliver. Whenever a gimmick like this is done, it needs to deliver. Otherwise, it'll be ridiculed. People are already ridiculing it. I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm willing to wait until the execution, and then I will ridicule it if I need to.
You'll get Superman tonight following Elimination Chamber.
Just be somebody named Richard, so it can be a dick in a box.
God damn it. Hey, Richard Holiday was at NXT.
Will you fucking stop that? God!
JJ, never bring up Big Dick Johnson ever again. I hate watching that time period, that whole entire thing.
I know, but to Walter's point, Richard Holiday was spotted at NXT in the crowd. So, let it be a Richard. I can't see why he would go to the main roster instead of NXT. He definitely shouldn't bypass. Danhausen already is questionable. But, could it be Leon Slater? There have been people talking about possibility of buying out his contract. Depending on when the box is opened, could it be during the chamber when Javon is in there? And Leon Slater is in the box? And you put them together?
Be CM Punk's past.
Could it be Joe Hendry?
Well, you fucking... No, that's so stupid because we already know freaking Joe Hendry... he said his fucking name. I just noticed that. Would someone stop pressing buttons? So close, so damn close.
Hey, he has come out of different predicaments in NXT every time they say his name. So a box would just be the next step.
He literally came out of a crate. He literally came out of a crate.
That is so stupid.
Floor crate. So
that is so stupid considering
What the fuck?
Thank you. That is so stupid considering he is the actual NXT champion. Damn it.
And he did just get serious last Tuesday. I mean, he beat the shit out of him.
Yes, Charles, I see your hand.
Now, if it is Danhausen, if we see the crate not out till the night, and then we see with the World Heavyweight title match, if that crate shows up on the stage or something before the World Heavyweight title match, like, well, that's Danhausen. That'll be the indicator.
But what is Dan? Like, listen, okay, again, if people like this, it's fine. But what is Dan? We have a WrestleMania to sell. What in the God's name did Danhausen have to do with anything?
Comedy relief.
And also it's CM Punk, so hey.
It's WWE. They're known to be stupid.
Danhausen is going to host WrestleMania.
Again, we need a Truth in Him segment. Please. That'll be just worth anything on SmackDown entire week.
Danhausen and R-Truth, it'd be D-Truth.
Yes, we need that. We need a tag team.
And nothing but D-Truth.
We now need a tag team now. That happens now.
You're thinking of the Girl Scout kickies. Here you go.
We need a tag team.
I can't believe how much the word box became relevant in literally less than a week.
We speak nothing but D-Truth. That's gonna be the thing.
Dude, that'll be an elimination
You're
chamber.
part of the problem with America that can't write a letter for their damn lives, speak with emojis, and have broken English.
That would be a good drinking game. Take a shot every time they mention the box on WWE television.
I'll stick to Mountain Dew. Thank you. Thank goodness.
I'm gonna put my age on here, but there was a channel called The Box where you could literally vote music.
I remember that, the music videos. Yep, it was because it was a video jukebox. So you call in, you punch in a video number, and your video would play.
We're just calling services. Why don't we just talk about Jack in the Box, man? A restaurant, a box.
It was nothing but
UPS, big box truck. Everything's a box now, apparently. A box is the most important thing right now in America.
I'm not sure about them all in the box right now.
Oh, you know what could be in the box? Jeez, you know what could be in the box?
Jesus.
TNA's knockout division.
Damn.
But also probably accurate.
Well then.
Like
I
said,
mean, you do have Ariana Grace, your current reigning and defending Knockouts champion.
I like how JJ said it, not me.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Fuck, he did it. He's doing it. Damn it.
I just. Every time Noah we just see Noah holding that, like he's about ready to press a button, and they just goes, "Bleh." So we'll get erased. Just want to wait to hold that damn phone.
I thought about it. I see the big red button in the corner. That being said, stay tuned, folks. See if the box holds CM Punk's past next week in Elimination Chamber.
Could hold the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Speaking, I didn't say it this time.
Can't blame JJ on this one.
So speaking of the Elimination Chamber, let's go ahead and move into the WWE ticket woes. Because so many people are talking about how WrestleMania tickets aren't moving, how they're underperforming as compared to last year. They put them on 25% discount and didn't move any tickets. You know, a lot of people, and rightfully so, are talking about how WWE is pricing out people, and that's the reason. I think there's a little bit more to it than that. I definitely feel like that is a part of it, but I don't feel like that's the only reason. I think people are waiting to see the cards start to really come together before they decide to drop that kind of money. I feel like WWE fans have been burnt the last 2 years in a row at WrestleMania. 40 in Philly and 41 in Vegas, with promises that weren't filled. You know, primarily centered around one final boss, but other things as well. You know, we figure, go back and you think about the fact that Cody won the Rumble and Rock was going to take the match at WrestleMania against Roman until the fans turned against him and the final boss character was even created. Everyone thought we were going to get Rock and Roman. And then we lost it. We did get Rock in a match one night, but we didn't get what we really wanted. Then you fast forward, last year, John Cena's heel turn, Rock is part of the catalyst in the heel turn. Rock no-shows WrestleMania. Rock does nothing after the chamber match. I think a lot of fans are burnt. They remember that. And they're like, yeah, it's expensive, but I don't want to go and buy tickets and then not get what I really want to get. If you think about it, we only have one match set for this year. Just one. Punk and Roman. Liv hasn't even declared who she's facing yet. That's supposed to happen on Raw. Then we have the Chamber in a week. That'll fill up the other two matches. Then everything else will start to come together. You can start speculating on what you think will happen, but we don't know anything yet. We know one match. I ain't spending that kind of money for one match. Walter's not spending that kind of money for one match. You know, I think that's really what it is at the end of the day. Is that people have been burnt and there's no card. And we're almost into March. So we'll go around the room here, reverse order. So we'll start with Nick, then go to Ash, Charles, Walter, and then to Noah to fold things out here. Do you really feel that it's just the pricing Or do you feel like I feel that maybe there's a little bit more to it than just the cost?
I think there's a little bit more to it. You know, I hopefully if people hear me and listen to what I'm saying, you know, I just want to preface before I speak, you know, I am an AEW fan just like Noah. I don't watch WWE, so I don't want people to think that I'm just bashing on the company. But you go around the horn to a lot of people. You know, JJ, me and you have been in a few spaces, one even recently, with two gentlemen that we know. You know, and he's even said, I mean, if you know who I'm talking about, you guys know who I'm talking about. He's even said that WWE is shit in the bed right now creatively. So I think, you know, ticket sales, yeah, it's the price, but I think the honeymoon phase for Hunter is over. And I don't think that fan base, either the fan base isn't liking what he's doing, or maybe the views on the company they don't like. But regardless, it's not firing on all cylinders like people would have hoped. There's nothing interesting about the product. To my opinion, I don't think there's anything interesting. There is no interesting character. They've ruined Stephanie Vaquer, Jordan Grace. Like, there's talents there. Like, why haven't we put Penta and Phoenix together yet? Like, you know what I mean? It seems like creatively they're not firing, and that's only a few examples. So I feel like they're not firing on all cylinders. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's about money. But I think the creative needs a big boost, and I don't think you'll get that from now till Chamber or now till WrestleMania. I think it's just too far gone.
I don't know if it's too far gone, but then again, I always call myself the ever optimist. I do think they're in a bit of a holding pattern, though. I think they're waiting until Chamber, and then it'll be pedal to the metal. You know, I honestly think the Bianca Belair thing really fucked him over. The fact that Bianca didn't get the surgery when she first got injured and tried to let it heal on her own, and then it didn't heal right, and they had to have surgery on it, I think really fucked him over. I honestly would be willing to bet money they were expecting to have Bianca in the Chamber to have Bianca and Jade.
But then it goes to, you know, why did they? I'll give one example. If that's the case, and you were waiting on Bianca Belair, you know, you knew you weren't getting her back in time for WrestleMania. Why did you just completely botch Jordan Grace? Like, imagine Grace and Jade at, you know, Grace being built up properly, and her, like, that would have been a money match at Mania. So it's like, why are you holding for things when you should have already? And we've heard this repeatedly. We've seen the Unreal documentary. Like, these guys are writing creatively months and months in advance. You're telling me that you didn't know about this end of last year? Like, there's no excuses now with this. And I'm sorry I'm going on a tangent, but with this Unreal documentary that has shed a light on the backstage aspect of WWE, they don't, for me at least, there's no excuse. Their creative process seems to be second to none. They don't have an excuse why their television isn't where it should be.
Okay. Ash?
Yeah, it's a combination of unaffordable ticket pricing, the ridiculous price gouging, the lack of interest and intrigue that's going on right now, because there's not much going on at this moment. And to your point, they are probably waiting until like after they're done with the Chamber and what else before they actually really start building to WrestleMania. It could also be that the fans could be burnt out too. Like, because there's like so much wrestling content out there. They could just be like burnt out and fatigued from it. Like that could also play into effect too.
That's a fair point. I know I feel burned out sometimes trying to keep up with everything. You know, that's why I've gotten to the point where if I'm not home when it's on, I rarely go back and rewatch something. There's just too much to try to rewatch. You know, that if I go through and I rewatch everything, then I can't get my content done for my channel because I need to watch movies. You know, so if I'm spending all my time rewatching stuff that I missed for wrestling, I can't watch the movies I need to watch. So, Charles?
Ash just said everything I was gonna say. Straight to the point.
Walter?
It's definitely a combination, but I'm not trying to defend WWE or anything, but I feel like part of the reason why we don't know the card is because some stuff was out of their control. There's a lot of injuries. They got bit by the injury bug lately, and so they don't know who's available, and they had to pivot. Like, I'm sure they had a whole thing to go with Seth Rollins. I think the original plan was Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Now, out of that, we got CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, but, you know, there's several people that have gotten injured, and that is not their fault. So had they have done the whole card ahead of time and made us all excited, and then these same injuries happen, the pivot would have looked worse, because it's like, now we got to change everything. At least now that with the stuff they're changing is behind the scenes, and we don't know what they had planned and everything. We would have been even more disappointed if we saw these dream matches that we would look really looking forward to, and everybody bought the tickets ahead of time because that's the card they were looking forward to, and then all of a sudden all these people are getting hurt and none of the matches they advertised were going to end up happening. You would have even a more pissed off population, because some fans buy tickets solely based on where their favorite wrestler's positioned. And I know it sounds weird, but it's honestly, like, they're going to be like, oh, Bianca's in the main event, I'm going. This person's in the main event, I'm going. And now with all these injuries, they had to pivot. So I'm not trying to defend WWE, but I feel like that's not their fault. So that's part of why the card wasn't developed. But I think 90% of it is these prices. It's not fun for a family to go anymore. When you got to shield basically your entire tax return to go entertain your family for a weekend, like, it's ridiculously unfair. Like I said, I love the way Noah dressed, but the only people you're going to see is suits and ties eventually. I keep saying it. Eventually the entire audience is going to be suit and tie, stock trader rich people, and that's all you're going to see. It's not going to be little kids anymore. It's not going to be everybody eating, and then you're going to have a quiet ass crowd that is going to look. You're pretty much going to have AI out there or a bunch of suit people, like, because they're price gauging their target audience. They're all about kids, right? That's why they're PG. They're all about kids, but yet you're pricing it out so that families can afford to bring your target audience, the kids. And then it's not only the ticket. What's going to happen when you're there with a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old? They're going to keep wanting soda. They're going to keep wanting drinks. They're going to want hot dogs. They want to have food. A hot dog is probably going to be like $40. I know I'm a little bit exaggerating, but it's not by much in Vegas. A soda is probably going to cost you $10, $15. You know, you feed a family of 4, you're spending at least $10,000 by the end of that weekend. And on top of that, if you try to gamble or have some fun at the casino or something, poof, there goes your whole savings account pretty much. So, like, the price is like 90% of it. And they can't keep doing that. They can't say it's for the children and that's why they're PG and they don't allow this and it's kids and it's family content when your target audience can't afford to go see said family content.
The only thing I'm gonna counter you on a little bit there, Walter, in your diatribe is you mentioned the whole suits thing. The thing that I find funny about that is that if you go back and you watch footage from like the 50s and the 60s, everybody was there in like suits and ties and fancy dresses. Like going to wrestling was like going out to the theater. People were dressed very, very fancy to go out to wrestling shows back then. You know, it's only in the modern era that it's become people going looking like schlubs. You know, t-shirts, shorts, jeans, whatever. Like back in the day. So I don't see where that is a huge issue, but that's just me. Charles, I did see your hand, then we'll go to Noah for his thoughts.
What doesn't help too, that literally already said the old, because well, you said for kids, right? The target audience. They literally bluntly said that doesn't work for them anymore. The old way, the pricing doesn't work anymore for them. They bluntly said, they came out of their heads' mouths. It's like, yep. So that's how it is.
Noah?
Stupid.
Where do I begin before turning into Simple Man Tonight? Nah, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, let's be honest here. It's 90% price gouging, it's 5% disinterest in the product, and it's 5% burnout. Ever since TKO and WWE became the reality that we know today, everything has inflated in price. When you look at the last 4 years of WrestleMania, what started as only $130 as the cheapest becomes $700 the cheapest. You know that inflation is real. It's damn real. The fact of the matter that WWE is trying to make their live product so private as it's supposed to be so special to the point that they may not even allow watch parties within 50 miles of the venue shows how stingy and how over-glorified the WWE product is becoming when it's not even worth 2/3 of that damn dime. The fact of the matter also is that the wrestling landscape is so vast. If you try and keep up with everything or your favorite worker, you might get burnt out. Disenfranchisement is a huge thing right now that has literally created this unaffiliated community and the IWC. I think there's two different communities. One with a sense of brain, knowing the rest of the business is there, and there is no equal, there is no better, there is no loser. And the other ones that have their own island of relevancies that are waiting to sink due to an earthquake, as much as people want to see California fall off the freaking United States. It's one of those things right now where, again, you have to look at the fact that there's more to life than wrestling, and there's way more fucking to the wrestling business than WWE. So, yes, price gouging is a huge portion of it, but also is the fact that you can be connected to everything. And if you choose to be connected to everything, you can burn yourself out. I just got my tax return, by the way. I spent $600 for the first time, and I don't know how long, on video games through my Switch and PlayStation, to the point now the only live show I watch is AEW Dynamite and whatever I call with you yahoos. I don't even look at WWE content outside WWE matches on YouTube for the superstars I care about because I want to see them actually interested or in something interesting. Or I want to see a championship matter. Hey, SmackDown, work on your women's division. Get back with me. But it's one of those things right now that, yes, I do think right now they're in a state of contentment, but also a state of panic. Because much to Walter's point, three of your biggest superstars, Braun Breaker, Bianca Belair, and Seth freaking Rollins, who you know we're going to be figures for WrestleMania at this point, are up in the air, if absolutely not out of the fucking picture. Truth be told, Mr. Chamber, you'll set up the other World Championship matches. Maybe. And that really might be the only real selling point because everything else is going to be undercard. For me, I look at WrestleMania not being must-see. I look at WrestleMania for everybody else being the see for their favorite superstar if they're lucky and if they're booked correctly. At the end of the day, WrestleMania now is a spot monkey pop culture cross-reference showcase for a wrestling presentation you hope has your favorite actor, celebrity, or wrestler on it versus watching something that's fully professional wrestling or fully sports entertainment. And that's what they're going off of. Brand power, name power, people power in their own friggin' mindset. And that's the flaw. And until they fix that issue, it's only going to get worse from here. You think this WrestleMania is bad? Wait till next year when you're isolated in a friggin' country halfway across the world. You expect the world to go to that one? Hell to the no. But I'm thinking too far in the future. Bottom line, to keep it simple, to answer your question, it is definitely price gouging. And at this point, it's privatization of a monopoly And also your product being, in one word, immortalized by Jeff motherfucking Meacham, 110% accurate, underwhelming.
Is JJ muted or is it just me?
He is muted.
Yes, Walter.
I think it kind of the first couple of dominoes to fall. The first thing they did was change the venue from New Orleans to Vegas. That can be seen as a money grab. Like they were being greedy right off the rip by switching it back to Vegas. And I feel like that's just them being corporate greedy because you can make more money in Vegas than you can New Orleans, and they saw it to Vegas. And then the second one was they pre-announced that WrestleMania in Saudi. So part of this not buying the tickets could be people rebelling against WrestleMania because of what they're doing. You so that was the first smack in the face to fans, and then the other ones you're taking it completely out of the country, taking the fun out of it, of going to Mania, and you took it to Saudi. So it could be just people kind of rebelling against some of the corporate greed and decisions that they made. That's part of the low sell tickets.
Greed will imprison you or greed will define you, and not necessarily in a good way. And some people wake up out of their wallets and realize that. You don't need a personal loan to go see a WWE show, even if it's for your child. Disappoint your kid. They'll live better. They'll learn what money is actually worth.
All right.
Especially in this day and age.
And on that note, we are going to take a moment, run our watch long trailer. When we get back, we will be discussing Starboy Charlie. Stay tuned.
And now for a taste of things to come.
Again, to families that are actually trying to spend money on their kids and offer them happiness, realize you don't have to put your entire wallet into it. Anyway, also Double or Nothing. Shout out to that being in New York City. Yes. As always, it's about students for the compass, embrace, celebrate, engage, pontificate, analyze, criticize, react, and watch along to all the wrestling. Thank Christ for that, too.
All right. So this past week, WWE held another round of tryouts. Lots of notable names were out there. And it appears as if one contract has already been offered. Ringside News reports that Starboy Charlie has been presented with a deal. It says, after the independent standout popped up at Friday night's Evolve tapings, questions started flying about whether he was just getting a look or if something bigger was already in place. Now there's an update, and it sounds like the deal may already be done. According to Bodyslam.net, WWE is continuing to scout talent worldwide for its ID program, as well as potential NXT and main roster contracts. Sources told the outlet that Starboy Charlie currently has a deal with WWE. The report states, quote, WWE continues to scout the world for their blah, 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 stuff that I just said. Charlie worked tonight's Evolve tapings. It is believed that he has a deal at this time. Translation, he's not just visiting. While WWE hasn't officially announced anything, working Evolve tapings is often a strong indicator that a talent is already in the system, especially under the ID banner. The WWE ID program places prospects under contract while allowing them to continue developing on the independent scene, with WWE closely monitoring their progress. Many of those talents regularly appear on Evolve, which streams weekly on Tubi. I'm happy for the guy. You know, I was a little bit bummed when he wasn't at GCW as previously announced, but now we know why. You know, it was originally supposed to be him teaming with YDNP, Busta and the Brain, to take on Vengador, Rey Horus, and Gringo Loco. But he wasn't in the match and somebody else was filled in his spot. As a result, Prediction League match had to get thrown out because that was one that did get predicted on. But again, now we know why he wasn't there. Yeah. I've heard people not too happy about this decision as they feel that he would fit elsewhere. I'm assuming that they mean AEW.
TNA X Division for me.
I definitely feel the X Division would be a great spot for him.
We're going to need it probably soon.
But TNA is essentially a backdoor into WWE these days with the partnership. So when they say that they're not happy about him being WWE, that they think he'd fit elsewhere, that's why I tend to think that they're thinking AEW. Because TNA would just be a backdoor into WWE.
I guess that's a fair analysis.
But for those of you that are familiar with Starboy, what are your thoughts on this development? Are you looking forward to seeing him on Evolve, NXT? Will you start watching more now that he's on, if you are a fan of his? Walter, we'll go to you first on this one.
I already, I haven't been catching up with Evolve in a long time. Like, I think since like the third week it was on, but I'm happy for him. Like again, I'm not loyal to one company. Whatever makes more financial sense for you as a professional wrestler and for your family and you making the money, go there. Go what makes you happy. Like, who gives a damn? It's your life. Live it. So
no one else
I'm
controls it
looking
but you. Support the workers, not the company. Simple as that. Continue.
Exactly. Support the worker, not the company. So
we're going to be using that quote quite frequently when we get to the main event topic. Continue.
So yeah, all the best of luck to him, and hopefully, who knows, maybe he'll be some big main event star in 10 years that in the WrestleMania 50 or something. Who knows? So this is just the start of his journey, and I'll be happy with whatever decision he makes. I hate the people that be like, he should have did this and he should have did that. You're not in his shoes. You don't pay his bills. Let the man do what he feels is best for him and his family.
Damn right. There's a reason why I don't be on X or have notifications. It's amazing how much people believe how much power they have behind a keyboard, that they say this and they instantly control, dictate, or be judge, decider, executioner of someone's lives. Get a fucking life on your own. And stop typing on your fucking phone.
Amen to that. The thing that kills me is that a lot of these people, and I'm talking about the talent right now, the younger talent, because you got to figure guys like Starboy, it's 2026. Was he born in the 90s or the 2000s? Like, seriously, I think he might be younger to where he was born in this millennium,
Look, probably right.
But it's like a lot of these guys that are on the scene right now came up in an era where there was no WCW, where there was no ECW.
Correct.
When TNA was barely watchable.
He's 23 years of age, so literally 2000.
Yeah, so 2003.
He's been in the business for 11 years.
So go back to 2003. TNA was turning a year old the year he was born.
I think Ring of Honor was too.
PWG was being born. So it's like there's
2002.
He didn't come up in an era dreaming of being in another company.
No.
He came up in an era where WWE was pretty much it.
Correct.
So his dream was probably to be a WWE superstar. And if WWE offered him an ID contract, he's fulfilled his dream. He doesn't even have to make it to NXT. He has a piece of paper saying he's employed by WWE. Dream accomplished. We need to just start being happy for these workers.
Mm-hmm.
Ash, I'll go to you next.
Starboy Charlie is a name I've heard about, but I haven't seen any of his matches. I'm going to say the same thing I say for like every people who get signed everywhere. Good for them. I'm happy for them. I hope it works out for you. And I just leave it at that. Because I am not bounded by certain letters, It's so funny. I want someone to be like, what's your favorite 3 letters? I'll be like, joke's on you. My favorite promotion has 4 letters.
JPW.
Yeah.
Damn
Jinx.
fucking right.
But yeah, I hope things work out for him in WWE. And going back to your point about like earlier, it's just so funny. Like the like how certain fan member, like certain members of the fan community are happy for wrestlers as long as they don't sign with WWE. Because the moment they sign with WWE, they instantly turn on them, and it's just. And it's shit like that's why I say be a fan of the wrestler, not the company. Because if you are a fan of this person, you should be happy for them no matter what. And also, just because they're signed to a company you like does not mean you have to sit through with that show. There's this thing called Google where you can search up and find that person's specific match. Which is funny because these are the same mofos who be like, oh, you don't know this match, Google search. But all of a sudden, they can't Google search for WWE.
Yep.
I'm just saying, keep the same energy. That's all I'm asking. All right.
Yeah.
Again, that phrase is going to be repeated during the main event as well. So.
Oh, I am well aware. I'm well aware. We are getting
I'm getting ready to cook on the main event, but that's a whole other topic.
But yeah, I get. Oh, I'm not saying you shouldn't feel the way you do. Like, feel the way you do. I'm of the belief of, for pro wrestling fans, watch what you like, however you see fit. Because there's no right way of watching pro wrestling.
Yep.
But at the same time, if you are a fan of this person, you'd be supportive of them no matter what, even if you don't like the company that they sign with. And you can look on my Twitter feed. I say this shit all the time.
I know you do.
So
a lot of times I like it.
Yeah.
If I was on X, I probably would do the same thing, but I also protect my mentality. But Exhibit A, the glamour, Blake Monroe, I'm happy for her. Still don't give a shit about your NXT, but I'm happy for her, and I'm following her journey because I want her to succeed. Again, folks, be about the workers, not the companies.
Support the worker, not the brand.
Because if it wasn't for the worker, you wouldn't have a fucking brand. Ever thought about that hot shit?
And by the way, this is water. I'm not being like this vodka drunk talking my ass off right now.
It would be hilarious if you were, Ash. It would be hilarious if you were.
But
It's
yeah.
weirder that you're drinking vodka out of a pure leaf tea bottle versus the bottle originally came in. What the hell?
She's not Ash Meacham.
That's fair. It's not Ash After Dark or Superman Tonight. The two people of those. Now, if those two people are on this show will be taken off YouTube.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy for Starboy. Wish nothing but the best for him, and I look forward to whatever he does. If he gets called up on the main roster, or hell, maybe he would do well in NXT. Who knows?
Well, I definitely think that would be the next stop for him, would be NXT after Evolve. But one of the best things about him is his entrance theme, which I know he's going to lose in the system, but he uses Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
That's an interesting song choice.
It's got the energy to support it, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, Noah, you were very vocal, chiming in with your 2 cents during Ash. We'll let you go, then we'll go to Nick, and then we'll have Charles finish this one out.
Why is it every time you go to me regarding a split community thought of someone going to a company, you expect something different? You expect me to go against my morale of social media, professional wrestling addict. You expect me to try and say something that sends some part of the IWC off the rails. Same take, different person every time, and that's fine. I don't give 2 shits whether you work in AEW, WWE, TNA, HOG, GCW, ROH, NWW, Stardom, TJPW, Sendai, Province, Rev Pro, Over the Top, Progress, etc., etc., etc. As long as you are doing what you enjoy, and as long as I continue enjoying what I enjoy. The Starboy Charlie, who I only saw a couple of prestige matches for, I'm very happy for the young man. Again, WWE is all about trying, keyword, trying to book the future with younger talent. Now, whether or not they're wrestlers or they're just collegiate athletes with an all-American background in gymnastics or maybe amateur wrestling, it's a whole different conversation for another day. Whether you're new, whether you're ID, whether you're Evolve, whether you're NXT, etc. It's one of those things, though, that, again, I'm never going to criticize a worker for going to this versus that, red pill versus blue pill. You're condemned from my freaking social media feed where I barely look at it as it is. I'm not going to do that shit. All right? Never have, never will. Hell, I barely follow any of y'all on freaking social media because I don't get involved in social media at all. I go on there to say, hello, fill out this prediction form, don't be a dickhead. And that's my polite way of doing it. But yeah, I'm happy for Starboy Charlie, and I wish him nothing but the absolute best. Now, whether or not it means that he will go to Evolve and challenge whoever is the Evolve champion, whatever that title's worth more than speed, or whether or not he goes to the NXT and becomes a shocker in the Iron Survivor Challenge like Kendall Gray, who, again, I didn't know anything about before that show, and now I look at her previous All-American Wrestling career, and I'm like, this girl is a grappler that could freaking rival Kurt Angle, what she can do, train correctly. I hope that Starboy Charlie only succeeds. And at the end of the day, also, let's just put this in perspective. It's a human being, and whether or not they're trying to build a family, support their current family, or freaking create a family, we have no jurisdiction, we have no premonition over that either. It's a single individual you know by a wrestling name, maybe more so than their real name. And if you supported them this far in their career, going to a company you're against shouldn't change that. Support the worker, not the company. Simple as that. All the best.
Nick.
Yeah, I mean, happy for him. Hopefully he does good things. But I'm gonna be the controversial one on the panel.
When are you not?
I'll be honest, him being signed or not signed really doesn't do anything for me. I don't feel like he's going to be anything. It's going to be too long into the future for him to have a future, I feel. And I think think he's going to get lost in the shuffle. I don't think he's going to make a lick of a difference because we know what WWE is trying to go for. It's the bigger guys, it's the meatier guys, no pun intended, and the blonde, big titty committee women. It's all about sex appeal for them.
I'm gonna stop you right there. That was the Vince McMahon era.
I don't see a difference. I don't.
Really?
To be honest with you, I don't.
Okay, I'm. Ash, forgive me for saying what I'm about to say because you're the woman on the panel. 90% of the women on the roster right now look like they belong in the itty bitty titty committee. Gone are the days of the double D silicone titties. I'm not saying that none of them have them, but a good majority of them are natural, small chested.
What I mean by that is,
and most of them ain't blonde anymore.
What I mean by that here, maybe this will kind of explain it better. You're not gonna have Triple H if she wasn't injured. So I'm gonna preface that by saying this beforehand. If she wasn't injured, you wouldn't see Triple H pushing a Piper Niven over a Jade Cargill.
Yeah, okay, I kind of can understand that point. And Jade,
you understand what I'm trying to get at? Like
presentation.
Exactly. It's all about the presentation and how you look.
Well, that's why she's been posing for photos versus actually being a wrestler. Gee, when did that concept die on the SmackDown women's side? Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud?
She still has defended the title more times than a Blue Thunder Bomb has won a match this year.
The fact of the matter is she's irrelevant as SmackDown Women's Champion. The SmackDown Women's Championship is irrelevant versus a wrestling move that's even more irrelevant, where it's going to be more relevant than a wrestling move, and you can take that to the bank. Your bitch is a dud.
I will listen. I'm gonna say it.
She held the title longer than Stat did.
Oh Jesus!
It's easy to hold that when you don't defend it.
That is
when you're a porcelain placeholder versus an actual fighting champion.
To be fair, that's how Moxley was AEW champ this whole time. Let's be real here.
He also had an army, though, and he also defended at literally every pay-per-view and still was the presence known to go for. Did anyone really go after Jade Cargill? Did anyone even know Jade Cargill was champ? Did anyone care that Jade Cargill?
Oh my goodness! See what you guys started.
I'm just saying.
Listen.
Next SmackDown matter again. I mean, maybe I won't chastise the most boring bitch on the roster.
Listen, hold on.
Man, that's very rude.
Listen, again, they're not going to push. Here, I'll give you another example. Why is a talent like Kaylee Ray, part of the secret Hervis when she's an absolute stud in the ring?
Because WWE cares more about characters than actual professional wrestlers and their wrestling identity. At the end of the day in WWE, you're being turned to what they want to market, not what you were known to be.
Listen, and then I'm going to say something again that you guys are going to completely disagree with me. It seems like the only reason why Stephanie Vaquer is relevant on Raw is because she's smacking people's faces in her ass.
Well, that definitely helped with Booker T reaching out to the idiotic side of the audience, but you're going way off a tangent when it comes to who's being booked versus Starboy Charlie being booked. Let's just focus on the topic again, because we're about to bring out some man tonight, and he's got less than 10 minutes for this shit. I know how your brain works. You are the long analyzer, and I respect that. But this is where I take control for JJ and actually give it to him, because I actually do care a little bit of sense that he does moderate. Bottom line is this: for Starboy Charlie, support the man's work. You support the man's work so far. Wish him nothing but the best. Don't support the company, even if the company you feel is going to be his death. Because the death of a wrestler is not a company. It's the company's king. And apparently some people forget that word exists.
Charles?
Save me for last, huh? Love it. Yeah. Hope he does well. And also, the more you brought, I will keep talking about how IWC is and everything, and social media. I'm like, yeah, good thing it wasn't bad like this during the Monday Night Wars, because it'd been a lot worse back then.
To be fair, there was no X.
Also, message board existed. That's where you found him.
That's true. Still, it was worse back then than what it is now.
I can't really say I can't really say because I wasn't on message board. I just know from people who have been around, because I'll be the first to admit it. Was I around for the Attitude Era? Yes, I was. Did I get to experience it? No.
Well, born during the 98, so.
Born in
98, so.
I was born in 92, but I didn't start watching until like after the Montreal Screwjob in 1997.
Well, that's fair. And again, I didn't mess with message boards, social media, or honestly people before 2017 and discovering no DQ that has evolved into you yahoos.
Woohoo! I will piggyback a little bit on what Nick said. I give him the point that sex sells, that you're going to use attractive people. You know, whether it's a male or a female, the more attractive wrestlers are going to get booked better. You know, there's a reason why Braun Breaker was chosen to be the future over Bronson Reed. You know, but to sit here and try to make it seem like there's a type anymore, that's where I draw the line, because there's definitely not a type like there was during the Hogan era.
Thank Christ.
Like there was during the Attitude Era when it came to the Divas. There's enough different flavors out there that the WWE roster has turned into a Baskin Robbins as opposed to chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry.
And some of those flavors aren't selling enough, clearly.
All right. Main event time. Everybody buckled in, because this should be a doozy.
Oh, jeez.
2 minutes, 35 seconds.
Turn that off, Noah, because you've got to be here for part of this main event. I will throw to you first, but you've got to be here for some of this, because even though you don't like drama and BS, I think you'll laugh at some of the ways people have been reacting. So yesterday was House of Glory. No turning back. Their big return, their first show this year in their New York arena. Show comes on the air, and standing in the ring is the ring announcer who introduces JD from NY206. Everybody remember last year when Mercedes performed in the company, he was pulled from commentary prior to her match. He has been gone from the company since then. And last night he made his grand return to the company. Getting booed out of the building. Getting chants of shut the fuck up. And he gave a little speech prior to leaving the ring that essentially what he said was, sometimes we say things that we don't mean. Sometimes we wear our emotions on our sleeves. But at the end of the day, we're all here because of our love for professional wrestling. You guys showed up, you showed out, sold out the building. And it's good to be back. A lot of people are upset because this doesn't sound like an apology. Some people are like, whatever. You know, they're indifferent to him. I happen to stand in the camp where I'm indifferent to JD. I know a lot of people don't like him. I look at him like a lot of people look at Howard Stern and Rush Limbaugh, shock jocks. He says what he says to get a reaction. He says what he says to be entertaining. Whether you find his entertainment good or bad, it's kind of indifferent. You can like him, you can hate him, whatever. But as a result of his return, I'm seeing a lot of people saying that they're going to start boycotting House of Glory. That they refuse to watch now that he's back. This is where those phrases that you were talking about a few moments ago come back into play. Support the talent, not the company. Just because a company employs somebody that you don't like doesn't mean you have to turn your back on the rest of the company. This is where I stand with it. You can like JD from NY, you can hate JD from NY. All he is a commentator. You know how you get rid of him? You hit the mute button. You can still watch the action without having to hear him. Matter of fact, watch the action with our commentary instead. But if you're going to turn off House of Glory because of JD being back, let's keep that same energy. Turn off AEW because of Hangman Page taking pictures with Marty Scurll. Turn off WWE because of Brock Lesnar. Now you're watching nothing. Keep that energy. Noah? I will go to you, good sir, and then you can dip because I asked you to wait.
You really expect me to say anything different from previously? Are you fucking kidding me? Mute buttons exist for a reason. DVR exists for a reason. Other outlets exist for a reason, etc., etc., etc. Hell, how many people boycott Tessa Blanchard and TNA for that matter and still do it to this day? It may not be my TNA what it used to be, but there's still talent I care about. It may not be my NXT, but Blake Monroe's there. I care about her. Ricky Starks, I care about him. Joe Hendry, I care about him. WWE might be absolutely the most underwhelming thing right now weekly, but I still keep up via WWE matches because there's superstars I care about there. And of course, AEW is my fix every week, but there's so much wrestling you can get burned out. The only show I watch live is Dynamite. Collision is my Monday night fix. As a simple man who watches wrestling 5 days a week, work 5 days a week, play games 2 days a week, deal with you yahoos whenever I have to during Saturday nights, and whatever watch-alongs I have to do, I'm not going to let one decision affect my overall outlook on the talent I care about in this wrestling business, no matter where they are. So if you guys are disenfranchised by one person out of who knows how many total, not just the freaking talent we're talking about here. You might be connected to a booker. You might be connected to somebody you support in staff for all I effing know. You might be supportive of somebody or just the freaking in-ring presentation at effing self. You fucking kidding me? A loudmouth Hoopa Looper from New York is enough for you to go away from House of Glory when you might be a fan for Charles Mason, Chelsea Blackheart, insert name here. Sometimes the loudest man is the dumbest one in the room. Sometimes the shortest man is also the dumbest one in the room. How you doing? But that being said, that's not going to affect my outlook. If you all are really that freaking boycott, disenfranchised, hated towards one person being in your headset, the mute button exists for a reason. Sometimes you might literally exist for professional wrestling for the sounds, for the audience, for that actual piece of storytelling you get in your head. And that's okay. But unfortunately, if that's ruined, then again, the decision's up to you. But to disenfranchise an entire company over a decision, that's just a little too freaking far-fetched by any standards in this freaking day and age of wrestling. Give me a break. Look, I don't even listen to his podcast. I don't listen to barely any other podcasts and interviews out there besides Chris Van Lee and Denise Salcedo with downtime at work. Hell, like I said, I'm barely ever on social media besides, here's a prediction for him. Get it filled up before the deadline. You can't let one person in this life take away the happiness that you enjoy from something as a whole. If you do that, you're already literally taking away what you enjoy. It's hard to find something else that you enjoy that much if you enjoyed it for that long if you disconnect from it. That's why I think I'm always going to be a professional wrestling fan for life. So I can criticize, I can rant, I can react to whatever the fuck and whoever the fuck I want, now and forever. But it's not going to take me away from the professional wrestling business or a company if I have talent in it that I care about altogether. You all should do the same thing. Again, if you really love to listen to wrestling, listen to it in a different language. Maybe you cancel them out that way because there is no language for professional wrestling. But as far as who your storyteller might be time to look up something different. We listen to Apple Studios. We cover House of Glory. Give Ryan Fish, James, and whoever else does it a chance. It's not me, by the way. They only say me for the big shows. And also, that's just the way my schedule works. So again, find what you enjoy, but don't disconnect from what you enjoy altogether, especially if a lot of the talent you enjoy are in that particular company. Rethink your actions before you act, even over a freaking annoying midget.
Thank you, Noah. Nick, I saw your comment in the private chat.
Yeah. It's getting late. Listen, at the end of the day, people make their own decisions. If they want to boycott it, it's up to them. I don't think, just like Noah said, I don't think you should take it out on a company. You know, it is what it is. I will say something. As much as people might not like him, watching that House of Glory show, the audio was way better than the previous ones. The video quality was way better than the previous ones. And let's not forget, we couldn't even do a watch along at the last House of Glory show that you were at because the video quality was absolute dog shit. So, regardless, and you know what? Whether he maybe says it the wrong way or conveys it the wrong way, if you listen to kind of what he says, he does make some good points now and then. You know, I stopped watching him because I couldn't handle all the screaming. But since he's been back, I mean, it's been one show. Audio quality has been better and video quality has been better. So he does bring something to the table. And if you're a promotion trying to get better, you take the good with the bad. So it is what it is.
Okay. Charles.
Oh boy, here we go. Ugh.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm gonna dip out. Thanks, guys.
Take it easy, Nick.
All right.
See you, Nick.
Y'all can do the plugs for me. I'll see you guys in the chat.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Nick. And then there were 5. You won't see me in the chat because, again, barely ever on social media.
Yeah, I agree with JJ's points and everything. It was just it's like, well, let's see how this goes. And people are gonna because it was again, JJ brought that point. If you're doing this because of one person, yeah, fine, but why don't you do this to every other wrestling company in the world if you don't like that one particular person there? Just saying.
The problem is that when it comes to that, people are willing to pick and choose what hill they die on. Oh, I'm not going to watch House of Glory because of JD, but then they'll support AEW with Hangman Page taking pictures with Marty Scurll.
Yeah. It's one. It's like, ugh. Well, yeah. Just going to leave with JJ's points and everything. This thing just drives my head crazy. Because it's the always common thing for every other company I have seen my entire life at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think about it. I just simply watch wrestling as I can. Protect your mentality. Seriously, give it a fucking break, people.
27 years old, people.
And
I still do it.
And a good chunk of it, like I said, a good chunk of it we do watch-alongs for. If you've got the audio up, you're probably going to end up getting this copyright pinged. So having the volume down or muted, then you don't have to hear him. And if your issue is just that they're even employing him, stand on business. Do the same thing for WWE, do the same thing for AEW. Because last time I checked, what Marty Scurll did is worse than what JD did. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't live in the past. I live in the present.
Just saying. Ash, once you're done with your drink there.
Don't lose all your brain cells over this, Ash. We got New Beginning in Trenton, New Jersey to call next week Friday if you're available.
I'll let you know once my schedule gets posted. I'm just trying to figure out because how do I say this without sounding like a hypocritical dickhead?
Good luck.
Be blunt.
You saw how blunt I was.
Well,
Go
I mean,
for it.
clearly, because that's just how you are, as you would.
If you're gonna ask me a question, I'm not gonna hold back anything.
Then why should you? Like that we here at the SRS we love honesty. How many times have I straight up said how I felt? Like last week, I just told someone that last week. Did I not tell people to toss off?
You did.
Like
And
yeah,
it makes me
like
laugh each
like
time.
in English slang for not to get it misinterpreted because that's.
Yeah, I know words. It's amazing what people hear versus what the context.
Yeah, exactly. Which I am bad for that because I'm also, which I try to because I'm really bad at misinterpreting and understanding as well. Because, yeah. Okay.
Good luck.
All right. So I was about to make that same joke about how if you don't like JD and his commentary, mute button exists for a reason.
Yep.
And I get where people are coming from because, when they pick and choose, if you don't like a person or a wrestler, you don't have to watch that segment. You can tune that out. But if someone's on commentary, you can't pick and choose when to. But again, the mute button exists for that very reason. I understand why people are boycotting, but at the same time, you're kind of penalizing your favorite wrestlers by doing so. And if this one person has an effect on you, it's just, you might need to, how am I going to put this? Reevaluate. Because if this one person has this effect on you, then maybe you just need to take a break from the show. Maybe that's what it is. Let's just take a break, reevaluate, and if you need to, and if you're still not sure about watching the show, then simply don't watch it. Or just watch the show on mute. Because, yeah, it's just, I get why people don't like JD from NY. I totally get it. But then again, I don't really know like how he is, because most of the clips I've seen are like just little highlights and snippets, and let's be real, half the time they're probably out of context, so I don't know the full context of things. So that's why I just like take with a grain of salt, because I don't watch his content, because I don't really care for it. It's not that I don't like podcasters. I pick and choose what podcast I watch.
As you should, damn it.
And JD was someone that never caught my attention or fell under my radar. So I was like, if you like JD from NY, all power to you. And if you don't like him, then that's perfectly valid. It's just, if you don't want to watch House of Glory because of this, and you know what, all power to you, I guess. But it's just sad that you're missing out on possibly some good wrestling and supporting about your favorite wrestler, because I'm the same person who says watch what you like, how you like, and if this JD situation is really upsetting you, then you know what, just take a break for as long as you need to. And if you don't come back from the show, then that's your prerogative as well. It's just, yeah.
Well said. I mean, I feel like, we made jokes and we're talking about the Lonely Island earlier. I feel like I'm on an island unto myself here, because I do watch his content from time to time. But I also listened to Howard Stern back in the day. Do I agree with everything he says? No. Do I find his show entertaining? Yeah. He's a character. Wrestling is characters. Every time you tune into a show, it's a character. Why is he any different? He's a wrestling podcaster who's a commentator in the business. He's a character. I would almost be willing to bet you that if you saw him out of that environment, completely different. But no one's willing to look at that. And I'm not sitting here really trying to defend his actions. I'm just trying to present a counterpoint. I'm playing devil's advocate here, because I seem to be the only person who doesn't feel the same way. Walter, go ahead and bring us home on this one.
I'm with you in terms of feeling indifferent about the man, but I mean, if you're gonna boycott an entire wrestling show over one man or the hiring or of somebody, you need to do a little bit more self-evaluation, because in the words of Kanye West, no one man should have all that power. Why are you letting a person have that much power over the content of what you watch or over your own life? Like, why? It's almost like holding grudges. Like, I tell my wife that you hold a grudge and you get pissed at people. Meanwhile, they're fucking going along, living their life the happiest, and it's you that's miserable because you can't let something go. Let the shit go. They like, I don't understand. Like, why are you letting him have so much dominion and power over your own life? Live your life. He doesn't pay your bills. He doesn't, pay your mortgage. He has nothing to do with you unless you're his family member. So why are you gonna rebel against it? Why are you gonna do it and let someone take away your passion or love for something you have simply because of who they hired in their company? It's not your company to run. When you run a wrestling company, then hire and fire whoever the fuck you want. Other than that, then don't let somebody have dominion and power over your own life. You should be in control of your own life, not somebody else.
It's amazing how much a drug and influence and a freaking virtual visual can influence a person's own decision making.
Exactly.
Idiots.
So I just don't get it. You know, he shouldn't have that much power over your life, and that's just me. I'm indifferent with the man. I honestly don't really know what he's accused of. I just know something happened with Mercedes, and then he never came out, and then she didn't want him to be the commentator, or she was gonna walk out or something again, and that's all I know.
Eh.
I'm not even sure what the big deal about him is.
Probably better for that.
I don't completely understand it either. According to someone in our circle, he made disparaging comments about Joshi wrestlers, which came off as kind of racist sounding. Never heard the comments, don't know for sure. I do know that he seems to be, I won't say anti-AEW, but very, very critical of AEW. If you watch his Wednesday post-Dynamite reviews with Chi-Town Smark Jesse. But, because there's always a but, if you watch his Raw or SmackDown reviews, he's not sitting here glazing the cock of Triple H either. He's been very critical of the WWE product, so at least he gives it to both equally. That's one of the reasons why I actually enjoy his content. If he sees something good, he says it. If he sees something bad, he says it. He doesn't play favorites to a company. He's very fair and down the middle when it comes right down to it.
I actually wish more people were like that then.
Don't take my word for it. Look at it yourself. You know, watch a Raw review and watch a Dynamite review. And let me know how much of it, you know, you think he's partial to one company. So, like, I feel like a good chunk of it is just sickos in their field because he comes off as anti-AEW. But they're so anti-WWE, they're not watching his Raw and SmackDown reviews to hear him be critical of that.
Mm-hmm.
So
they only take the parts that fit their own narratives. Kind of like what people do with politics.
Bingo. You know, because if you were going to stand on it, you wouldn't, like I keep coming back to, you wouldn't be watching AEW. You wouldn't be watching WWE. How long was Jericho still a fixture on AEW with what he quote unquote did?
Right.
But they still tuned in every week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, if it's really that big of a deal, stand on game. Do that for every promotion.
If anything, I don't know. They invented this wonderful device.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Most people don't even know where they put that thing anymore. They'll have it in their own pocket and forget that it's there.
If the House of Glory crowd really wanted to make a statement, they would have walked out the second he was in the ring.
Or they would have not said anything because, you know, booing is a reaction.
Bingo. Yeah. And as long as you get a reaction, then you're doing your job.
Yep.
And if he's looked at as this uber heel in the space, the entire sellout crowd booing just feeds into that.
Mm-hmm.
So stay silent or walk away. You know, the hard camera is shooting the entrance stage. If everybody that was on that side just got up and left, go to the merch stand, go to the bathrooms, whatever. But just left so that all those seats looked empty while he was there, that would send a message.
Damn sure would.
But they didn't. So, at the end of the day, like we've said here a few times tonight, I'll go ahead and I'll echo the sentiment one more time before we move on and start to get out of here. Support the wrestlers. Support the talent. Don't pay attention to the brand. You know, and it's a phrase as old as time. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah, it's just like people that love hate a wrestler when they're in one company, but all of a sudden they're your favorite wrestler when they join the one you like.
Mm-hmm. It's like all the people that quote unquote hate Blake Monroe because Mariah May doesn't exist anymore. Noah's not one of those people. He's told you that that's one of the only things that keeps his interest in my NXT.
Mm-hmm.
But how many people do you see on social media talking about the Toni Storm promo where she said that she casts her into mediocrity?
Oh god, that happens way too much. It's like every time she's on NXT, I'm like, guys, fucking hell, she made her choice. Be happy, and you know what's funny? These people who are doing this shit don't even watch NXT. They're just doing it to fucking shit on WWE because it's the cool, fun thing to do.
Well, again, you got a keyboard. You feel like you feel like
Tell
you got
me
a
when I'm
keyboard.
telling lies about that shit.
You got a keyboard. You feel like you're the most powerful thing in the world. Where at the end, you're just a weak dick bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I'm glad that Ash is here because she sees it as much as I do, because she scrolls like I do, and she can confirm that I am not telling lies.
You both are fools that scroll. I don't.
In all fairness, Noah, I will give you a little bit of that statement. Let's not forget that I do run an account here that needs to promote and publicize what we do. I have to scroll.
That's your
sacrifice. I have to stay in the know of the news and the goings on so we have topics for Saturdays.
I don't have that excuse. I'm just an addict.
I have to, much like Aaron Rift has to.
That's your living. I'll stick to IT.
And that's fine. But I'm just saying, it's not like I have the luxury to not, because I need to stay up on the news and the rumors. Give me a little bit there.
Yeah, fine. I'll give you a little bit. Not much, but a little.
So that is going to wrap up the main event topic. I am going to run one more quick trailer, a slightly different one. No, it's not the WrestleMania one. That will definitely be coming soon. But I decided to throw a trailer in for my channel and all the stuff coming up, just to spice things up a little bit, bring a little different flair. We'll come back, we'll do our shows, and we'll get the heck out of here. We shall return. Make sure you guys are subscribed to and tune in to the Casa D18 Studios channel every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday for brand new pre-recorded content throughout the week. Wednesdays are always the music-related shows, and then the weekend are the movie reviews. All right, let's go ahead and get to the shills. Go ahead, Charles, and tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at 2doggrand.
Short, easy, and to the point.
Yep, and the reason why I got that name is because the mother thing I was growing too tall. So there you go. Just random.
Ash.
You can find me on Twitter at ShadowBadAsh because I'm a glutton for punishment and I'm an addict and I need to stop going on that goddamn app every chance I get. And subscribe to my YouTube channel at Batty for Wrestling. Don't be a fucking dickhead.
Dickhead.
Make sure you subscribe to the He Man James Hebert. Follow him on Facebook at James He Man Hebert. Follow him on X and YouTube at jhebertside95. Follow our resident Pink Ranger, Datilla, at Datilla_ on X. Rangers of Wrestling on Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Walter.
You can find me not boycotting any wrestling company because we have to call them all. But you can find me on Ranger of Wrestling on YouTube, the Instagram Walter.Cruz.940, and of course on X at Walter Alex Cruz. Please subscribe.
Noah.
I barely freaking social as it is and interfaceable. But if you want to try and find me, if nothing else, the Power Prediction Leagues, find me if you choose, and Foster 1916 on the X and on YouTube, where I'm not only with these yahoos regularly, but I am truly nothing more but the simple man, a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it. Not the companies, but the worker. Again, truly I'm nothing more but the simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it. Again, reminding you, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. Just fans love opinions, this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, especially off that cursed app. And treasure your fans no matter how much they annoy you. And just to I'm to professional wrestling too. It's as simple as that. Again, Cinema Ding will be this week as per usual time. 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, following Impact on Thursday night, because Friday we're either going to be bowling or covering New Japan Pro Wrestling, the new beginning of Trend, New Jersey. Stay tuned for details of that. And then, of course, this Saturday coming up, we have, of course, our coverage of the Elimination Chamber and so much more. Again, shout out, by the way, to Brittany Blake earlier.
Botch.
Again, why is it a botch, you doof?
11:30.
11:30. What's 11:30?
Because doesn't Impact go from
9 to
later
11.
time now? Yeah, 9 to 11.
Oh, fuck AMC and fuck this Impact and fuck. You know what?
There he goes.
Triggered again. You're getting me triggered again.
I'm not trying to trigger. I'm
I know you are.
Correcting you.
I appreciate
Just trying to correct you, because if people tune in at 10:30 expecting to see Simply Predicting,
that's fair.
It's not another hour.
Fuck me. Fuck the shit.
He's got you there.
Yeah. Again, fuck this AMC era, but that's a whole different conversation for another day on so many levels. But yes, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday night will be Simply Predicting Elimination Chamber. And again, we'll be covering the beginning, maybe live, maybe delayed. Depends if I'm bowling or not, because I don't think anyone else is shooting on pro wrestling strong as me or have the wallet. And then Saturday, of course, we're covering the Elimination Chamber. So stay tuned for that and so much more this upcoming week here at the Simple Studios on the watch-along schedules and content and other stuff too. And it's truly as simple as that. Again, shout out to Brittany Blake earlier. It was a phenomenal conversation with a great free spirit and professional wrestler that pulled out Mania Champion. You all can watch that, of course. There'll be a link in the description down below, at least on my YouTube channel. And again, you can follow me on social media. There will also be in the links down in the description as well on my YouTube channel. And again, you'll find a playlist actually for the interviews we've done so far for Pull Down Man on my YouTube channel as well. And stay tuned for the upcoming interviews that the Renegade will now promote, as he is about to bid us all on behalf of everybody at Fine I Do. But until next time, as always, folks, like Ashes, don't be a dickhead. And like I try to encourage, just try and fucking enjoy wrestling to your best benefit if you truly do love this business for the workers and not the companies, not the controversial midgets, giant meatheads, stupid people that don't know how to keep their fucking mouth shut or they're dick in their pants. And for those that truly cause you absolute insanity or think they might be a racist, there's more to life than holding those grudges and having that take away your freaking spirit for this business. As simple as that. And shout out to Cheryl.
And then you can follow me on Instagram, the Renegade JJ Williams, YouTube Casa D18 Studios, X ROWJJ Williams and Casa D18 Studio. No S on the end of the X account. Represented me as a woman who's actually defended her title this year. I'll just leave it there.
You know,
Make sure.
After friggin' 100 days. You want to really trigger me, JJ? Keep
Make
on
sure-
trying, bruv. Keep on fucking trying.
Make sure you're following us on the X account at SR Studios 2024, as that's where all the big announcements are coming. As Noah said, make sure you go back in the archives, check out the interview with Brittany Blake, check out the interview from Rachel Lay on February 7th. Next week, we will be featuring the Poder Mania ring announcer, Heather Lynn, who's been in the business for quite a while. Actually used to be part of a stable with the general manager of Raw when he was the former NWA champion, Adam Pearce. Week after that, Nick's favorite guest will be with us, the witchy woman, Kaya McKenna, whose birthday it is today, at least still on the West Coast, as it hasn't passed midnight yet.
Happy birthday.
So once again, happy birthday to our future guest, Kaya McKenna. March 21st, Jocelyn Navarro will be joining us. March 28th, La Leona Alejandra Quintanilla will be joining us. April 4th, everybody's BFF will be joining us, Izzy Moreno. April 11th, we will have Ed in San Antonio back with us one more time right ahead of Poder Mania. That's right, the women of Poder Mania coming soon to the Saturday Shenanigans. March 14th is still a vacant date as of now. I have been messaging a couple of different people trying to fill that date. Much to Noah's chagrin, if I do not end up filling that date, that will be the karaoke episode. The annual wrestling karaoke episode. That we usually do the Saturday going into Mania, but with Ed locked in for that show, if we don't get anybody booked for the 14th, we're going to move karaoke to that date. That way we don't have to try to do karaoke after we say goodbye to Ed. That'd just be too chaotic. And I think you'll agree with me there, sir.
He's trying not to respond to you, JJ.
I know he is. I know he is. But secretly, deep down secretly, it's one of the karaoke's that he actually looks forward to every year because he enjoys doing some of the wrestling theme songs.
Very few that actually are relevant versus this current generation where AI could be more creative than Def Rebel and Sona AI could actually sing.
Again, Wilson's theme is awesome. I don't know how, but it is.
Fucking K-pop.
You
stupid.
can
This
Again,
whole entrance is awesome. Like it's kind of like Take on Me, like that weird sketchy. Like it's kind of cool.
80s new wave inspired, yeah. With also with the hit of British girl pop too.
it's
There's
ridiculous.
the flaw.
It fits him.
It works
So-
though.
So, again, thank you for everybody who has been with us this evening. Thank you one more time to Brittany Blake, who gave us over an hour of her time. Very generous. If she hadn't been East Coast, we probably could have gone a little bit longer with her.
Probably.
Because at the point we cut it off, we were basically just shooting the shit with her. I had exhausted my questions,
I knew you did. I
and
was
we
the
were
one that
just
brought
kind
up
of
the
free flowing.
Good
My
grief.
wife was behind me asking her to ask her a bunch of Sailor Moon questions. I'm like, we're over with.
It's not a pop culture podcast. Do that with Attila and Ash.
What is with you, Noah, against pop culture? God damn.
The lab is fucking flawed.
So, anyways, thank you to everyone that tuned into that. Thank you to everyone who's been here for 2.5 hours tonight almost. We appreciate all of you guys joining us and tuning in. For Nick, for Charles, for Ash, for Datilla and James, for Walter, for Noah, and for myself. Thank you all for joining us and tuning in. We will catch you guys next time. Have a good evening.
Have a good night, folks.